My name is Captain Olimer. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I woke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's environment contains high level of poisonous oxygen. My life support system can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then, no, better not think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. Nothing else to do but let's go around and find this missing ship parts, I guess. And while exploring this landscape, we might end up finding a certain weird object around here. A strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when he reared up as if it were waiting for me. Then it dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my own planet that we call an onion. I should call this an onion too. Of course. Makes sense that you call it an onion. We call things from things that we are familiar with, right? And what is this? I see that the onion dropped took root in the soil and is now producing an adorable little sprout. This sprout emits a strange light and it sways back and forth without the benefit of wind. I cannot help, but I think it's calling to me. I'm compelled. I must approach it and press A. As any good video game characters, we need to approach things and press A. Extraordinary. When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage, it just stands there, staring at me. Its shape is similar to the Pick brand carrots I love so much. I believe I should call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I should try to grab it with A, then throw it in the direction I point. And I will call it to myself with B. Perhaps it will react to C and pressing down on plus while pointing as well. The following controls appear to allow me several viewpoints. That, rotate camera, plus left and right zoom, plus up change perspective. I must survive. I need to familiarize myself with these controls and to my surroundings. Easy as that. We just throw this guy to pressing A, and he will throw where we point with the Wii remote, where the crosshair is. We can call him with B, like that. We're just pointing at him and pressing B. We can also hold him a little bit if we hold A, so he will know. He will stay by our side. Also, we can actually touch him, and he goes back with us, and he goes back and following. If we press C, we can just dismiss him, and he will just stand there looking at us. And the game will remind me that I need to do something with these controls, apparently. What does this Pikmin think of me? I must try to observe his reaction. The more things I try, the more reactions I can catalog. I should attempt to grab it and throw it with A, call it with my side with B. Yeah, basically all the things I did. But what you can do is you can take this guy and bring in these flowers. I throw it on top of these flowers. Well, if you throw it at the top, he immediately destroys it. If you throw it at the base, it takes a while for him to do that. And then he just brings this pellet back to the onion. Astonishing, the onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some type of food that can propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be a sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form more. Sure, let's do that again since we have another flower here. Let's see if I can make it correctly this time. There you go, throw it on top of him, and one hit kill, he gets the pellet. In the meantime, we're just gonna pluck more of you guys. I'll make an army of 3. And while more seeds are getting planted, we can go over here. There is a 5-1. And if we try to throw Pikmin on it, it can't carry, so we throw more. And we quickly realize that we need 5 of them, so that's not enough. Well, I can throw 2 over there, though. They'll be faster in taking down the flower. Also, they will both pick up the pellet and move a little faster back to their base. You, on the other hand, come over here. Thank you. Go back to my ship, over to the slope, kind of a little bit out of the way. It's not one pellet. Great throwing there. Can you come back here? Thank you. Let's try this again. There we go. You guys come back here, and there's more seeds that sprouted, so we're gonna pluck those as well, of course. Now we got 6 with us. We can actually bring back this 5 pellet. So I'm just gonna throw them all of them here. Oh, there you go. And then we'll bring this back. Which is obviously going to give us more than just 2 a pop. In the meantime that we're waiting, we're just gonna pick these 2. Maybe. Anytime, thank you. And there we go. And that gives us 5 Pikmin. That's more than 2 at least. We need these guys as well in order to proceed, so if the game will be so kind, thank you. You don't need to individually walk to each sprout to pluck it, just smash the A button, and the Captain Oliver will automatically go to the next one. Over here, there is a box with 10 written on it, and as you can see, this Pikmin is already trying to do something. It's trying to push it, but it's too weak on himself, so he sent more Pikmin in. And the one behind me just staring at the others, working their asses off for me. Cool. The Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I should sum up all I've learned of the Pikmin conduct. Approach and press A to pick sprouts. Press A. This is just a review of the things that we already seen, so I'm just gonna skip it. The only thing that has it that if you press plus, it opens the pause menu. You can see some info about about the game basically. It just says that we have 14 Pikmin following us. There's none in the onion, then there's none free, and we have no ship parts out of 30 that we have to find. That's all there is. But what's this thing? Just please stop twitching. That Pikmin was acting very weird. Amazing, there's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I've already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me, but how will I get it back to the dolphin? Well, guess what? We're gonna use our Pikmins. But if we're trying to throw a Pikmin on it, we see that we need 20 of them, and we only have 14. So what do we do? Well, we explore further. And look at this. Conveniently placed pellets for us. So let's throw one there, and I guess a couple over there. Yeah. Now, another way you can pick up these items is by using the swarm mechanic. By holding down on the D-pad, the Pikmin will move toward your crosshair that you move with the Wii remote. As you can see, you can move them around wherever you want. Now, this is just useful because you can swarm it on some stuff and it'll automatically interact with whatever that is. In this case, it will be carrying this thing. It doesn't always work, as you can see, this one didn't really quite find a good place to grab it, but it's very convenient, it's fast, and saves you a lot of time by throwing. I mean, you don't need to throw them. Anyway, while those guys are bringing that back, when many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, it's the same thing I already said. You can mash A to block them all. I've noticed that when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement and flush with bright color. At other times, they revert to a paler hue and give off a dim glow. Paying close attention to these differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, basically when you press C, they become like white. That means they are not doing anything. And when you call them, they become red again. Anyhow, let's plug these big boys out of the ground. That's 20 of them. We could already go and pick up our ship engine. Another method of saying the Pikmin to pick up something, just dismiss them near the object. They will automatically latch onto it because when they're dismissed, they will automatically do whatever task in the vicinity available. Very, very handy for big stuff like that. And since they might take a while, I'm just gonna leave these guys here. They will automatically launch onto it. And it'll help me a little bit. They'll go a little bit faster. Unfortunately, apart from that, you can explore this area. But unfortunately, there's nothing we can see. We can go up here, we can see a little bit in the distance. But we can't really see anything else. Now, there is more to this area, by the way. But unfortunately, we cannot access yet. Because you can see there's a whole zone over there where I'm pointing the remote at. In the upper left. But can't do anything about that yet. There's a wall in the upper left there. We cannot destroy that wall yet, though. That just means we'll have to come back here later in the game eventually. As of now, we just bring the engine back to ship. Which for some reason fixes some of the pieces. Oh, glorious! With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step back toward home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly. But what has become of the remaining parts? The search starts tomorrow. One day since impact, I have somehow managed to launch the dolphin, but I was surprised to see the onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface, or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems they will help me again tomorrow. The dolphin is missing 29 parts, and if I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hokotate. Analysis shows life support system will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the key to my survival, I'll name it the Forest of Hope. I'll explore it tomorrow. And here we are. We can now go to the Forest of Hope. But that will happen tomorrow, because tomorrow will be the second episode of this LP, which I can finally say, welcome to Let's Play Pikmin.